My name is John Dyer. I'm originally from Alexandria, Virginia, but as a child, my family moved to Naples, Florida, so most of my childhood was a Florida man. And in North Carolina, almost about 20 years, ever since my wife and I changed schools from Tampa to here. I've been a teacher for 16 years. I spent my first 8 at Statesville Middle School in Iredell County, and the last at Bailey Middle School. I originally wasn't going to be a teacher. I was actually in school to be an architect, and I was actually really good at it and got accepted into the program. But on one trip to North Carolina to visit my dad, I kind of had one of these like change your life moments. And I thought, you know, like, how am I going to serve the world? And so my heart kind of landed on middle school because it was a rough time for me when I was a kid, and I kind of wanted to be there to help support kids going through this very awkward stage. So I chose middle school math and science because when I was in the School of Architecture, I'm kind of more math and science minded, and so a lot of the architecture classes were geared towards math and science. So it was the easiest thing to transfer over my credits to be a math and science teacher. I've been at Bailey about 8 years, so half of my career. At my old school, I was a coach for 1 year only for the girls' volleyball team. We never won a game. We tied once. So that was like a one-time thing. But I do run a club here at Bailey called YCI, and it's open to any student. It's a very positive Christian-based organization. We do fun stuff after school and inspirational stuff once a week on Friday mornings. Chose Bailey Middle School. 8 years into my career, I was working, oh my gosh, I was driving an hour and a half every day just to and from work. And it was a rough place, and I figured I need to get closer to home, but I also wanted to be in a good school, and man, Bailey fit the bill. And so I called in and asked if Mr. Thomas was needing any positions filled, and he called me in for an interview, and I love it here. What I like best about being a Bronco is the amazing teachers I teach with. This school has a bunch of really great kids and the families that support them, and I just think it's a really good climate and culture. I'm happily married to my wife, Cecilia. We were high school sweethearts. She's my best friend. And yeah, 21 years. So my wife and I started as teachers 16 years ago. And about two and a half years into it, we decided we want to start a family. And so we talked about this because it's really difficult to have kids and put them in daycare. And so we made the decision it might be a little bit extra work for me to work extra jobs, but we wanted her to stay home with the kids. And so now she's a stay-at-home mom, and she also has a shop on Etsy where she sells stuff. So my wife and I are the happy parents of 4 children. My oldest is Annabelle. She's a 7th grader here, doing very well. My second oldest is Jack. He's in 5th grade, and he'll be coming here next year. Our 3rd child is Rosie. She's in 3rd grade. And our 4th child is just about to start kindergarten, and her name is Josie. We used to have a dog as a pet, but now we have 2 cats. We got them for Christmas a couple years back. I really wanted to be done with animals and just focus on kids, but my little daughter was like, I want kittens, and so we ended up springing for them. Outside of school, I do have several hobbies and interests. I've always liked home improvement and like building things. So I'm a pretty good woodworker and like working around the house kind of guy. But I also discovered that I'm really good at making board games, such as Midnight Zombie Sabotage. That was my first game a few years ago. Now we're up to 5 games at my company, Twice Alive Games, sold on Etsy and MidnightZombieSabotage.com. I do have some hidden talents and some disabilities. I am follically disabled, which results in having very shiny spots on my head. Been struggling it since I was a child. But some of my hidden talents are I have a high tolerance for middle schoolers, and I can seem to roast them and their friends very successfully. Alright guys, so take out your notes today about washing up. Give me your signatures.
Bro, you touching Jim.